Captain, the base power system is offline and the lockdown protocol is in effect. If we rebuild, the lockdown will end and the doors will open.
Guys, welcome back to Sid's Gaming Channel, and today I have another quick review, another RTS after the abysmal Dawn of War 3. And this is I guess it's a reboot, remake, no not a reboot, a re-edition of an Xbox game called Halo, Halo Wars Definitive Edition. And yeah, so this is an RTS, a game mostly associated with mouse and keyboard that has been released, I guess, a couple years back on the Xbox 360, I guess. Maybe, I don't know, I'm not sure. Some long time ago, I guess. And yeah, so they brought it to the computer, PC, Windows as the definitive edition with upgraded, air quote here, graphics. So I don't know. I don't know how the game looked on the Xbox. I can imagine, but so basically the upgrade involves a lot of bloom and yeah, a lot of bloom. Basically, it's a lot of bloom. The graphics are very dated compared to any other game, current game. So yeah. And now the next thing is that it is, yes, again, it is an RTS made for a controller. And it's hilariously how little they must think of their consumers, because this is a game for a controller with like 4 buttons. You of course you have your stick that will move around. Of course I play with the mouse, but you see the control scheme. You know how they transferred it. You have one button to select all units on the entire map, one button to select all units that you see on the screen, and yeah, that's pretty much it. You cannot make control groups, you have no advanced commands whatsoever. There is no attack move to, or whatever, nothing. There's just right click to move, and it will attack. I guess it's attack move all the time, but yeah, not very practical. Also, the lack of control groups really escapes me. I don't know why. I mean, how hard can it be to add a control 1, alt 1, shift 1, whatever, control scheme? Anyway, so the game itself is, yeah, again, I guess you can guess about the controls itself. The game is very basic and rather easy, because again there is no real strategic depth in it or anything. It's basically just build your base where on your pre-positioned place and add kind of modules to the base that is already there. So you have no freedom of base building either. It's until except for the fact that you can choose what type of building you're going to build. But the spots are fixed, the base is fixed, you cannot build at your leisure. You have a predetermined amount of spots you can build on, and that's it. Same with there are 4 turret spots for each base where you can build a turret, and then you can choose to upgrade it to a different type. There is an anti-infantry, anti-vehicle, and anti-air turret add-on, I guess, more likely. And yeah, that's the base building in a nutshell. And then units, you have a very small number of units. You have 2 types of infantry. You have the normal Marines, Ranged, whatever, and then you have the flamethrower, yes, which are more anti-infantry. So they have each a special. Basically every unit in this game has a special, and there is a button on the keyboard. It's R, I guess, something else on controller, which allows you to use a special like a grenade launcher or RPG launcher or some other types. Each unit has its own. So yeah, they have a couple vehicles, like 3 vehicles and 2 air vehicles. So the total that makes 8 vehicles plus kind of 9. You have 9 vehicles, 9 units. Different units. So basically you just produce units, and then you move all your troops from place A to place B, and if you have enough troops you will win the mission. Otherwise you won't, and you have to rebuild your units, but doesn't matter, you have infinite resources. And there was, I think, one mission where you had to not beat the timer, but yeah, beat the timer in the sense of you have to survive for a certain amount of time Not like the fourth mission or something where you have to evacuate a city with transporters, and you had 3 transporters and you had to stay alive. One of the transporters had to stay alive for like 20 minutes or something. And again, anything else is just produce enough units so you can defeat the enemy. And since there is a very strict and very low limit to how many units can be built, that's pretty much determined. That's pretty much determined on how many units you will need to beat the enemy. It's a very simplistic and very basic game. Really, it's the type of game you would expect to play on a tablet, not on a phone maybe, but on a tablet. I see this with touch controls. I can really imagine this with the touch controls, with like a predetermined button on the screen where you can select all units, or another button where you can select the units on the screen, and then a left stick screen, touch screen to move the units you have selected. And yeah, pretty much sums up this, I guess. The only redeeming quality of the game, I have to say, is the story. So in between that, I have to give kudos to Microsoft, and a bit of Microsoft or Bungie or whoever makes this game. They spend a lot of time, it seems, in creating the CGI or animation for the cutscenes. The cutscenes are long and voiced and everything, and really they look okay. They look fine. For several years ago, they're more than doing their job. And you actually have a kind of good acting and a good story somewhat. It's the one thing that makes you want to play the next mission, which is a bit a problem for me in itself, because I like a good story in the game, of course. It's the thing that keeps me going. The problem I have here is that the gameplay in between the story is abysmal at best, and you really just want to get over with it so you can see the next cutscene. I'll give you an example where you have the good cutscenes. For example, in the old Command & Conquer games, which this game, I guess, comes the closest in terms of what it is. In the old CNC games, or any CNC game until except CNC4, I guess, you have these cutscenes in between the missions, which were interesting and you wanted them to see. They were sometimes funny, sometimes not so funny, but still interesting to watch. But that wouldn't remove the fact that you wanted to play the next mission, you wanted to beat the next challenge, and you wanted to build your base, build the units and everything. So you wanted both. You wanted to play the game, you wanted to defeat the challenges that put in front of you, and you wanted to see what happens next in the story. In Halo Wars, that's just not the case. The missions are so dull and so simplistic and so easy that you simply don't care. There is no challenge. There is no figuring out how to get through a problem, how to beat something. There is nothing. You just build units, you attack, and if it's not enough, you rebuild the same style, you build again, and you reset. So far, I have not come to a point where it was even close to... just to be clear, I did lose one mission. And that was the mission I mentioned before, where you had a timer of 20 minutes. And yes, the transporters, I think 2 of the transporters are like scripted to explode. I don't know. At least 1 is scripted to explode anyway. So yes, they destroyed the three transporters before I could prevent it, or before the timer was up. So I replayed it again and figured out, because I didn't really realize that I had to defend those transporters so long. And yeah, second time, no problem. You build the bases, you build the units, you can garrison units everywhere, and as soon as they're garrisoned, they become superhuman and like unkillable. It's really hilarious. So yeah, there is no real challenge in this game. It's simply build and destroy. I don't think there is any real need for having to build a certain type or a certain group of units to counter the enemy. You probably can. I mean, obviously, if you want to go the perfect route, you could probably make the guy uses that and this unit, so I go with this and this and this to counter him. And you probably would be, it would just be easier. But the end result wouldn't change much. As long as you have enough units, the enemy will be defeated, and that's about it. So, I don't think there's anything else to say about this game. Again, it's very simplistic, and Then again, I think it's like 15 bucks or something on Steam, or 20 bucks. So I guess, to be fair here, for that price, if you like RTS games that do not challenge you too much, and you like a little story, maybe if you're a Halo fan, you maybe want to see the story because you haven't played it on Xbox, maybe. So from that point, yeah, I guess it's worth to buy it if you're into that. Personally, I would spend this money in that game because, yeah, for me it's too easy. Just not bragging, it's just, I don't know how to say it differently. Just as I wouldn't pay 60 bucks for Dawn of War 3 either. And yeah, I think I'm going to reinstall the old Command & Conquer games and do a playthrough of the hardest possible difficulty I can there and make a little mini series on YouTube. So anyway, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm sorry for my voice. It's not the microphone, it's my nose. I'm totally closed up. It's the, I don't know, whatever is in the air. It's killing me. So my nose is completely shut down. And yeah. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. And please, as always, like, share, and subscribe. See ya.
Enemy engagement.
Scorpion rolling out. Marines ready, sir. Marines reporting for duty. Flamethrower on the ground. Flamethrower ready, sir. Flamethrower ready to burn. Marines, good to go. Marines on the ground, sir.
Enemy engagement. All units.
Let's go.
Supply pad upgraded. All units.
Rolling out. I'm going.
RPG research.
Well, well, looky here. The Covenant built themselves a little base. Knock them down!
Our primary mission here is to reach that structure. Destroying that base is a secondary objective.
Let's move. Rolling out. On the move. On the way.
Base under attack. All units. Reactor improved. Flashbang. Research.
Roger, moving. Moving out.
All units.
Flamethrower on the ground.
All units.
Working on it. Rolling out. Let's get it. Smash them.
Keep your eyes on the prize.
Light them up. Knock them down. Let's ride. On the way.
All units. Napalm adherent. Research.
Moving out. Three. Hoorah! Smash them.
Enemy engagement.
Ready, sir. Let's move. Let's ride.
All
On
units.
the way. Marines reporting for duty. Marines, good to go. Marines on the ground, sir.
Enemy engagement. All units.
Hoorah! Rolling. Send us in.
Got it. Move right in. Target.
All units.
Going in.
UNSD.
Cobra, locked and loaded.
All units.
Let's get it. Cobra, trapped.
Enemy engagement.
Let's move. I'll do it.
All units.
On the move. Rolling. On the move.
Orders say we move.
On the way. Moving out. Let's go. I'll get them.
Hard, play hard, die young.
Attacking. I'll get them.
Remember your training. You'll take care of it, no problem.
Let's get it. I'm on it. Let's roll.
All units.
Moving out. Rolling.
UNS.
If the Covenant detonate those explosives, our mission here is over. Get to the detonator.
Canister shell. Research.
Ready to lay down?
All units. Base under attack.
Rolling out. I'm going in.
Get this party started.
Ramming.
All units.
Running them over. I'm on it.
Good work. Prepare for new orders.
Alpha Base, this is Bravo 29, heavy inbound. I've got the professor aboard.